you guys so much for kind of tuning in. You guys are part of the 180 fam for today. So welcome to day 3 of boot camp. We're really excited that we are kind of opening this up team-wide. Boot camp is a really special part of our month. It's our favorite way to kick off the month for the team. And it's cool for us to have the chance to share some of our tips and tricks with you guys. And like Lyde said, we are going to be getting into it today. So hopefully you're taking away some tangible takeaways that you haven't heard before. And yeah, we're going to start off just by hitting you with some facts that are kind of recently coming to light, because we think that obviously we have so much to be proud of with this company, and we need to start shouting it from the rooftops as though, or as we should be. So Lyde, hit us with some facts, baby.
Yeah, so today we're going to start off with a bit of business development, and then we're going to get into personal development, because we like to make sure we hit both aspects here at the movement. But first and foremost, this company has literally done a 180 in itself in the past month, but also in the past year. Company's worked really, really hard on getting to where it's at right now, and Liv's going to talk more about our responsibility in that. But first of all, 50K new VIPs last month, 12K new market partners, 388 mil was what we did last year in sales, and then we just hit top 25, 24th actually, top network marketing companies in the entire world. Easily going to be number 1 in the next couple of years, if not next year probably. I'm going to be honest with you. There's literally no one like us. We're going to be a B Corp certified company, and if you don't know what that is, go educate yourself, because that is the end all be all when it comes to companies. Like, we're not the weird thing that, you know, some chick does from her basement anymore. This is like a luxe premium hair care company, really high-end brand, and we gotta show up like that. You know what I mean? We're running really high-end businesses here, and I'm not saying you have to stop swearing on your social media, because I definitely won't, but you do have to kind of show up like a real ass business owner. We can't keep pretending like this is a half-ass thing. This is a real business, and Liv's going to talk a little bit more about business development and keeping our responsibility to our company, because they've worked so hard on making sure that we get to represent such an awesome company. We want to do our part and make sure that we have the right business practices and we look good on them, you know? So yeah, Liv, take it away.
And that's the thing, you guys, is that our amazing company has done the back end work. They've given us all the clout in the world to run with, and it's our responsibility to be responsible with that, and to, like Lyde said, run your business like a business and show up and be professional. And at the end of the day, it's really about creating a good image for Monate, right? We have all been through kind of hell and back trying to like salvage reputation from other people who have maybe like tarnished our name by running unethical businesses, or really just running their businesses in an inauthentic way. And that's what we're kind of trying to do a 180 with. And that's how we train our team, right? We train our team in authentic business practices, because at the end of the day, it is so important that we're giving Monate the clout right back that it deserves, and making sure that everything that we're doing is a direct reflection of our company. Yes, it's a direct reflection of us and how we run our businesses, and it is a direct reflection of our team and everything like that. But when it comes down to it, you guys, we're all on different teams, right? Obviously, we have our 180 team here, but we also have so many others from so many other teams. And you guys do represent your team, but we're all together in this, right? We're all coming from different places, but we're all in this together for the fact that we want Monate to have the best possible reputation. So what does that mean in terms of like coming down to the action points every day? You guys need to understand that anytime you have a point of contact with someone in relation to the business, that is in turn giving reputation, giving an impression about the company and how we run our businesses. So we all have an insane responsibility to like hold that with precious hands. And so that means when you get a no you take that no graciously and you continue the conversation and you treat that person like a person, because they are not just a dollar sign to you, and you deserve to give them more, and you deserve to, you know, continue that friendship, continue building that relationship. And we talk to our team, like, not only is that going to end up turning into something so much more, likely they will come around to it because they're having a positive experience and they might become a market partner later on, but it's also just giving them the idea that, oh, these girls aren't just in it for the money. They're just genuinely trying to build relationships. So when you get that no, you have to be gracious. You have to wish them luck in whatever they're doing and continue the conversation. If, you know, a market partner that you were talking to signs up with someone else and they tell you that, under no circumstances do you snap and wig out on them. You wish them luck. You tell them that you're there if you need anything. You support them, because that's what we're here to do. We're here to support each other. And by running our businesses that way, not only are you giving yourself an extremely professional image that you should be really proud of, you're also giving Monat like amazing reputation. This also goes for posting, right? If you have your own brand, and this is something we will get into, if you have your own brand and you are coming from that authentic space, which we train our 180 team to always be coming from the most authentic place, if you're really doing that, then you're not going to be posting screenshots from someone else and posting someone else's content and doing all of that, right? It's going to come from a place of personality and a place of passion, and that's where it comes from. So Liza and I talk a lot about passion and confidence, and if you have passion and confidence, nobody will ever have anything that they can say to you that can break that. Nobody will ever have anything that they can say to you that will be able to like shake your own confidence and affect your own business, because realistically we shouldn't be letting anybody affect our business. But that's kind of what I wanted to say there. And the last thing that I wanted to touch on is just everyone having working from Wi-Fi in your bio. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that's a problem. I have that in my own bio, right? I have that in my own bio as a part of my brand. But one of the ways that I think we need to respect like Monat's reputation is by, if you have that in your bio, are you really working from Wi-Fi? Like, are you really doing the damn thing? Because if you're not, and then everyone is just having that in their bio and people think that anyone can do it, or people think that if they see you post once a month that means you're making this crazy income, that's kind of where things get twisted, and that's kind of where things go awry. So we want to make sure, and I think Liza, you'll probably have something to kind of go off of that, but that's another way that we need to be authentic, and that like if you guys are preaching it, make sure that you're putting in the work behind it, you know?
That is so huge, guys. The amount of times, that you get people that are like, oh, I've seen people do that, but like you don't actually make any money, or my friend, yeah, she like says she makes all this money, but she doesn't. Stop doing that. Okay. Come on now. If you're running your business, run your business. That's fine. Do the damn thing, but don't post when there's the $16 shampoo sale and then not until next year. Okay. That's not a thing. That just makes the company look bad, and then we have to do damage control. And here's the funny thing, we're talking to everybody on this call, you guys are all working, so I don't know why we're doing this, but in leadership as well, telling your girls if they're doing that, being upfront with them, having that hard conversation of, hey, actually we don't fuck with that anymore. If you're going to run your business, fantastic. If not, let's not. Okay. So yeah, I think just authentic business practices in general, that's something we really wanted to cover first and foremost, because that's what we do here at 180, is just make sure that our business is ethical and we're running it properly and all that good stuff. That doesn't mean that you can't have your own brand and be creative. Please do. We're actually saying that that's exactly what you should do. But yeah, Liv, from there, we can get right on into the fun stuff. Yeah. Amazing. So, guys, I actually wanted to go over personal development today because we talk a lot. I think every call I've ever run, I just tell you guys to run authentic content, be vulnerable with your following, all that good stuff. But like, as if I just hopped on my stories one day and was like, yes, I want to talk about my soul. And like, as if I did that, like it took work. And so we want to get right into that personal development work in a different way than maybe you've done it before. A lot of people look at me and Liv and the girls on our team and everything like that, and they ask, kind of why are we different? What makes us different? Obviously, the authentic content. Obviously, we're vulnerable on our stories, but I think a lot of you are vulnerable on your stories. But something that we do specifically, me and Liv, is we are very spiritual. We work from a spiritual place. We do a lot of spiritual personal development work. We add that into our business on a daily basis. So we wanted to talk about some of the spiritual practices that you can do on a very basic level to work on your shit. So we're going to get into a little bit how you have that shift. When people go from 0 to 100, like they suddenly start running out of nowhere, their DMs pop off, their stories, there's something shifted in them, all that good stuff. I personally believe that that happens when people don't carry their baggage or their bullshit onto their stories, into their business. Whether that happens subconsciously or they actively did that, I have personal ways that I work through that. So I wanted to give you guys a little meditation that you guys can do from now on. I do this daily, and it's something called shadow work. And you can YouTube that as well. It's pretty straightforward, but in a very, very basic sense, because I know that we're not all spiritual, and I'm not asking you to become a hippie overnight. That's absolutely not what I'm asking you to do. But something that you can do is work through your stuff. Okay, so something that I like to do is I set a little timer for about 10 minutes. Okay, and I will just say, I'll sit in a comfortable position, whatever, lie down, whatever you like to do, however you're comfortable. Even if you're working and you're just like, holy crap, my stories just don't feel good today, like I'm just woof, this is not right, this is not feeling good, this is not vibing. Take a minute, set an alarm for yourself for 10-minute timer or whatever, and just say to yourself or write down or say out loud, okay, I want whatever memory or past traumatic event, whatever that may be, that's blocking me right now, to pop up for me. I want to know where it's coming from, what's going on for me right now that I need to heal in order to move forward. And we're going to talk more about this work, but if you can just have that written down, and if you just say that out loud, usually an event or something will pop up in your brain, whether that be business related, whether that be relationship related, whether that be whatever related. I don't care what flavor of thing pops up for you, but something's going to pop up for you, and that's going to allow you to feel that emotion. I think that we do the personal development work in listening to the podcast, hopping on YouTube and learning all the things that we need to learn, and that's all well and good if we can spew out why fear is not a thing and time, we can spew out all the personal development shit that we've learned, but we're not actually relating it to our past. That's the big key issue that me and Liv feel relates directly to your business and why you haven't gotten into that flow that you are dying to be a part of. You're working hard, you're posting on your stories every day, you're trying to be authentic, you're doing the personal development work. Why the hell is it still not happening? What is wrong? Why am I not getting the DMs that I want, and why is she getting the DMs that I want? You know what I mean? Like, what's the difference here? I personally feel, first of all, that it's just not your time yet, and you have more to work through. Okay, so don't necessarily get jealous of somebody else if they're getting, all the business that you want to be getting. Understand that it's not your time, and do this work. Go inward, work on you. Okay, understand that it's not time for you yet, but something that you can do in the meantime is work through your shit so that tomorrow when you hop on your stories, you have less baggage. And let me tell you something, people are going to feel that. People are going to feel that shift when you suddenly go live and you're running. You're running without baggage. You're running faster than yesterday because you let go of some of your baggage yesterday and you keep running. So doing this work, literally saying, I want to heal whatever in my past is holding me back right now. You might have thought that you put something to rest that you haven't. And that's me and Liv are going to get right into it for you. We decided something kind of deeper than we typically like to go. But you have to get right into it and be open to the fact that maybe something that you thought you healed isn't healed yet. And again, we'll do examples in a second. But Liv, I'm sure you have stuff to go off for that.
Yeah, a couple things. You guys, these past things that we're talking about, it could be anything as simple like as a certain no that you got that for whatever reason really stung, or you were really looking forward to working with that person or whatever, and you got completely shut down. It could be more extreme than that, and having like a really difficult conversation with someone, or maybe not having the support of your parents, or maybe not having the support of your best friend, or it could be more than that. It could be deeper than that. And it could be outside of the business. It could be something just in your life that is being brought into the business and is somehow holding you back. But by doing this work, and like I said, it's like a little bit deeper than we generally like to go on calls, but we do think it's important for everyone to kind of do this background work, because we think that if you can deal with what's happened in the past, that you're going to be able to deal with what's coming in the future with grace. You're going to be able to deal with the no's. You're going to be able to deal with the hardships and the struggles and the tough months and the, sleepless nights and all of the things that might come along with this business. You're going to be able to deal with those and take everything in stride because you've done the work and you know how to deal with it. So you have less to deal with in the future. So that's why I think this is such a vital piece of your business that you have to be working on. But another thing that I want to mention is that a lot of the personal development work that we do is very like positive based. And look, I am a killer optimist. Okay, I'm almost like an optimist to a fault. So it's not that I'm talking about pulling out all the negatives here, but so much of the personal development is like putting on things like wake up at 5 a.m. and take a cold shower and read an entire book and do all these things. And it's like a huge part of personal development. Yeah, do the shower, do the things for sure. Do whatever you can, become a part of that 5 a.m. club. But that can get overwhelming. And I know personally I get overwhelmed when I try to be that like perfect entrepreneur that I want to be and like have my perfect morning routine and all of these things. Realistically, that is so key in your business. But doing the back end of like what you've gone through in your business and the hardships that you've gone through and actually coming to peace, and not just saying that in your mind, but feeling that, because it's a feeling. When you think of a situation, how do you feel? Do you get that lump in your throat? Do you get that feeling in your tummy? Like, how do you actually feel about it? Because if you haven't come to peace with it fully, you're not going to be able to move on without feeling a little bit icky about it, So something that we like to work on with the 180 team is a dark why and a light why, because everyone has this amazing, shiny, bright why that they like to scream from the rooftops. And we think that is absolutely important. It's key. You need to have that like bright, shiny why, but I like to call that your light why, and you need to have your dark why too. What do you not want? Do you not want to be living with your parents? Do you not want to be in debt? Do you not want to be relying on someone else for finances? Do you not want to be in the relationship that you're in? What's your dark why? What's like keeping you up at night? Not in the sense of what you want, but what you don't want, because those are equally important to me. And I think both Lides and I have actually like expressed some of those dark whys on our story. We're both very vulnerable with our followers, but we think that's pretty key. So Lides, I don't know if you want to share a little bit about your story first, and then I can go into mine. But we're gonna kind of talk a little bit about the past. I don't want to use the word trauma because that is very, very extreme. But like things that have felt like traumatic in terms of the business. Okay, just please take that I'm not trying to be insensitive at all. Just please take that with a grain of salt in terms of like business traumas. Okay, that's what we're going to be going over.
Yeah. And really, but yeah, by trauma, I'm not trying to be insensitive at all. I'm more talking about when you look back at it or try to move forward, it's not letting you. So it's almost more of a block, right? We'll use the word block because you kind of, I'll give you guys an example. So yesterday, I'm finally at a place, and we'll go back, but I'm finally at a place where I can move forward and go for again. Okay. And if anybody knows, I did not hit founders, and I missed it by not very much. In November, I was at about 20K and 1 MMP for 1 MMB off of And I thought, okay, November, easy money. We got this. December, let's go. And both my MMB lines, a lot happened in December. My entire team crumbled, and I missed founders. And I had been going for founders for the entire year, obviously, but also I had ranked up. So in September, I didn't even hit my career rank of AMB. I hit MMP, and that was Monations month. Like I should have been, whatever, right? So that was a whole thing. And the next month I made that decision, and I let go of some stuff. Okay. I really pushed through, and I let go, and I did a lot of work in September. Liv can tell you that. I did a lot of work. I did the videos, I did the work, and was able to move to MMB out of nowhere the next month, and out of nowhere the month after that to AMM and nearly MM. So it's that shift of overnight. How did that happen? And a lot of people ask me that. They watched me do that, and they thought, oh, she just randomly got, DMs, obviously, all of a sudden. And I'm very open about the fact that I'm not the girl that suddenly gets a lot of DMs off of her stories. I'm not that girl. I don't get a lot of DMs off my stories, but I do when I've worked through my stuff. So in September, I took a step back. I was happy to say, I'm not going to even focus on a rank right now because I'm not even there yet. Like hell, I can try to go for a rank right now. Rather than that, I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to do the work because there's shit that I need to work on. I'm not running my business properly. I need to relaunch. I need to relaunch myself. And for that, I need to let go of some stuff. I let go of a lot of fears around, for me, it was all related to personal volume for whatever reason, but Vegas really helped me through that, getting to Vegas. But working through that and realizing that I had something to offer in this business, and realizing that, my stories were not annoying, and I was happy to post 700 times a day because for some reason people actually enjoyed seeing me talk about nothing for 18 hours a day. I don't know why, but it is. And I had to come to terms with that because all of that was switched around and backwards in my head. So I worked through that in September rather than ranking. So there's a lot to be said about taking a fall in order to shoot yourself forward. Okay, so I took that fall, barely hit MMP, ridiculous, I know. And then I was able to move forward to MMB and AMM the next 2 months after that. Very quick rank ups. I went from barely hitting 1200 to 20K. That can happen overnight. And you ask, like, how do those shifts happen? We watch those girls do it, and a lot of the time I'm just jealous of them. I'm just like, how the hell? How did it happen overnight? I want it that bad. Like, don't I want it bad enough? Like, why can't I have it if I want it just as bad as her? It's not that. It's not that you want it the same or whatever. You're working. You're doing this thing. It's not that you're not working or not showing up or whatever. It's that you haven't shown up for yourself. I tell the girls a lot. They're like, I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to. I'm like, stop. Take a step back. Off the pedal completely. Stop. You need to work on you. Where are your passions lying? What fears are coming into your conversations? What are you bringing onto your stories every day? What family issues are you bringing into your business? What relationship issues are you bringing into your business? What baggage can people feel on your stories? That's what's happening. So take a full-on step back. It has nothing to do with your rank for right now. It has nothing to do with getting more VIPs. Maybe there's a dope sale on, but sorry, dude, you got to take a step back and you got to realize, oh my God, I have so much more to do than just start ranking. You know what I mean? And I did that, and I pushed through. And then I was hit with what I feel was the worst month of my life, which was December, which was horrific. I was that close to founders and and I had been working on it for so hard for so long, and it just blew up in my face. And hey, I had done the work, right? I had done it. I thought I was there. I wanted it bad. I showed up to my business every day. I got the ranks. I had the team, and it still didn't come through. Well, that's because I have other stuff to work on. There was more that I had to work on. There was more that I had to do internally. So I took a step back, and for the other 2 months, I went right down to AMB again. I was not focused on ranks. Was I still putting in sales? Was I still signing up market partners? Funnily enough, yes. I was still running a dope business myself. But in order to lead a team to mentor ranks and director ranks and whatever, I had to fall right the fuck back down. And I needed to do the internal work. And to say that I've done internal work, my hair is now black. I was blonde when I started this transformation. Okay, shit's gone down. Like, it's been wild, right? So December happened. It's absolutely crucial that it happened. But I'm talking like I scream cried for all of December. Like, I had panic attacks on panic attacks, the worst experience of my entire life, because I lost everything I had ever wanted in MM. And I know it sounds dramatic, it does. But when I tried to go for MM again this month, yesterday, when I realized I could do it, broke down. Do I know all the things that I know now? Do I know that it was crucial? Absolutely. Failure, it has to happen, all that good stuff. But still, when I said I can go for MM, I was like, oh, no. And I was started to freak out again in the thought of losing it. So therefore, I'm going to be bringing that onto my stories. And even just in realizing that I had to go through that, me and Liv hopped on live last night. There was a shift, guys. There was a shift just in realizing it. Suddenly I was able to talk about $1 Million Club. Suddenly I was able to talk about all the stuff that I actually want in this, because I went through that, right? So even just in realizing it, and then you can move from there. That's what we're talking about. As soon as I thought about going for MM, I lost my shit yesterday, lost my shit. But now I can start to move through that, right? So that's kind of the story. And I mean, it's not necessarily, I know the comments are popping up. It's not that I'm stronger than anybody else. Please understand that. I'm not. I am just realizing that I have to fall back to move forward, and you have to go inwards. And the rank has a lot less to do with the rank, because I know we talk a lot about showing up for your business, but I want you to know that you are. I want you to know that you are, and it's not that you don't want it bad enough. And it's not that you haven't watched enough YouTube videos or podcasts or whatever the fuck, okay? It's not, because you're on this call and you do the work and you show up to your stories and it's still not working. You're still not getting the results that some other chick is. And it's like, what the hell does she do that I'm not doing? I swear to God, I'm doing it all. It's not that. It's that it's not your time yet, and you have more to move through. Call it karma, call it karmic debt, call it whatever the hell you want to call it. It's not your time yet. Go inwards. Stop looking at her. Start looking at yourself, right? So I know Liv has a bunch to do with that. Somehow my laptop is dying, so I'm gonna go grab my charger, but Liv, please take it away.
Sorry, I was having a quick sec, having trouble unmuting myself. No, you guys, watching Lives go through this transformation has been incredible, being by her side through every kind of up and down, and we have been by each other's sides for pretty much every up and down in our businesses. And I think that there's so much to be said about having that partnership and finding someone that you can almost go through this like spiritual journey or whatever you want to call it with, because there's something that changes when, you know, Lides and I are both working through our own shit. We both have our own blocks and they're not necessarily the same. And we've both been through different dips, like highs and lows in our business. And I'm going to tell you about one of mine. But I think that there's something really, really special about being able to check in with someone and almost be like, dude, I kind of figured out why this is blocked off, why I can't talk about that on my stories, why I feel like maybe I'm not making sales, or why I'm not getting those market partners that I want, or I'm not building my dream team. Because like Clyde said, you guys are doing it. You guys have shown up on a Friday at noon. You know what I mean? You guys are here, and you guys are not the ones where we have to tell you, do more, post more, be more present, work on your business more. You guys want this. We know you want this. And it's just maybe not your time, and your time will come. But one thing that both Lides and I have kind of experienced through our like dips in our business is that I think there's an interesting energy around momentum. So I want to talk on momentum just a little bit, because momentum is a word that, it's a buzzword that we hear a lot, right? Run with the momentum that we have, run with the momentum. And both Lides and I can sort of agree that momentum for us is a little bit scary. And we actually have some fear around momentum, because that in the times that we have felt the most momentum in our businesses, we've experienced the lowest crashes and the hardest times. So that's been something that we've both been working through, is making it about continuous business practice. And this is something we always preach, is that it's not a race from the beginning of the month to the end of the month, pushing yourself until you absolutely burn out, and then not being able to wake up in the morning on April 1st. Lies to catch up to speed, I'm talking on how we're a little bit scared of momentum, because it's it's fucked us up a couple times. But yeah, no, it's experiencing those like really, really hard lows after a big surge of momentum, that kind of freaks you out about the whole thing. And that's why now we run our business on a continuous basis, as in, if the rank doesn't happen by the end of the month, and this is not to say that you don't push and you don't give it your all and you don't do whatever you possibly can to make it happen, but you're not scraping for anything. You're not buying boxes for people. You're not doing anything unethical, because you guys, if you guys are pulling together your ranks like that, if you're pulling together those last couple sales in those ways, it's not your time. You have to take that as a sign. It's not your time, and it's still going to be a dope bonus check, and you're going to run at your goal the next month, but it doesn't have to be that month if it's going to take an arm and a leg to get there. You have to go through your shit, and you have to work through it in order for it to be your time to get there. So I want to talk about the beginning of my business a little bit, and kind of just really my journey up until this point, because I have hit some high highs and low lows, and I think they're important to talk about. So I really want to talk about actually the very, very beginning of my business, because I don't think I really talk about how naive I was coming into this. I was naive to the point where I just I ran and I didn't even really realize what I was doing. Like, I was getting the market partners, I was getting the sales, and I was just like, woo, 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 let's go. I did sprint. I started mid-month, April 15th, I'm coming up on my 2 years, and I double ranked to AMB in 2 weeks. And I'm about to tell you all the crap that went on after, so don't think I'm some superhero, because I didn't do anything special. I was not special. I'm not some popular guru that just had a plethora of people who were just yes, me. I was so naive to everything, because I was whatever. So I didn't have any baggage on me. I was wait, I want to do this. This is a free business. Wow. Let's talk about it. What? These products are the shit. Why would I not talk about it? So I had none of these these blocks or these preconceived things, or these judgments on people that people would judge me, or any of that. So those first 2 weeks, I just blew through things, and I just hit the ground running and went with it. And then I started to get hit with some negativity from so-and-so, or some pyramid scheme conversations with so-and-so. And then that almost started to put things on my shoulder that was okay, wait, why do other people feel this way? Do I have to start feeling this way? Am I feeling this way now? And it was kind of weighing down on me. And I think I lost a little bit of that naive light that I had, that I was just this is the best, what the heck, which is how I feel now. And that's how I run my business now. I'm woo, woo, woo. And I scream it from the rooftops, because I've gotten that light back. But it took actually throwing that shit off of my shoulders that I had built up from people telling me things, and not having certain people's support. So I don't know if that resonates with anyone, in the sense that you might be still carrying around some of those conversations. This kind of goes back to the beginning of the call, but you might be still carrying around some of those things that were kind of put on your shoulders. And it's time to one by one start chucking that shit off, because once you actually ground yourself in the facts, and you realize that we have something incredible here, and we have all the facts that we need to hit people with in order to like validate what we're doing, right? Am I okay? Am I freezing at all? No? Okay. Some of you guys are freezing, so I don't know if that was me. But as long as you guys are passionate and confident, we will never stop preaching those words. If you're passionate and confident, nobody can touch you. And that's how you start getting those things off of your shoulders. So that's one of the things. Yeah, Liza is frozen, but that's okay. I will. Liza, baby, you're frozen. I don't know if you can hear us, but I'll keep going until that's all sorted. So after I double ranked, I was on this high, got the bonus check. Shit hit the fan because my business was still going slowly up, but it was going much more slowly. And I think I ranked to MB in July. So I took a little, like, slow down a little bit. And then I didn't rank until October is when I hit MB. So from July to October, which is not the craziest jump. That's 1,000, as you guys know, in GV. It's not like going that much up and above. It's one more MMP line. It's 1,000 more GV. But I had a lot of blocks that I was working through, and I was able to kind of break through those blocks. And November 1st, Lides joins my business, changes my life. Obviously, you guys know that. We became inseparable immediately and have built this movement together. And you know, that's when my business really like started to look up again, because I felt like I had that partnership. I felt like I had someone who shared the vision, and this is so important. This is so important for you guys to find someone who shares the vision with you. Man, if you guys like read that like little birthday thing that Lides wrote for me yesterday, oof, because what she said in it is that with it, yeah, she's like gagging. She's like, oh my God, feelings. And I was like, oh my God. But what she said, one of the things she said in it is like, to find, you know, that person that without even having known them, without having spoken to them, you guys are on the same path, you have the same vision, and you want like the exact same things. And then we found each other, and it was like, okay, we've got something and we're going to run with it. So naturally, I'm thinking, you know, everything is falling into place. Like my business I had just hit MMB, and then Lides joined my business. I was like, ooh, shit's good. We're thriving. So I'm running, right? And I'm running. And December hits and numbers are great. And I'm on track to hit pretty much the next month. That was my plan. As you guys know, a lot of us hit a little bit of a bump in the road in our businesses in December. And for me, that's when my business crumbled. I lost one of my lines. I lost, I don't even know how much volume, but I lost pretty much my whole business. But Liz and I were together, and I had my girls who made it through with me, and those girls are still with me today. You guys know who you are, and I can see you smiling right now. 180 team who's been like ride or die, you guys know who you are. And that's when the momentum scared me, and that's when I feel like extremely like triggered by momentum, is because of that. I had the most momentum I've ever had in my business and lost it all. And it took me a year to rebuild, just under a year, to actually get to the place of hitting Market Mentor. And I would not be able to sit here today and, you know, have that rank if it weren't for working through my shit for nearly an entire year. And it was a grind, you guys, and it was painful, and it was a lot of tears, and it was a lot of sleepless nights of being like, bro, I almost had it, and then I lost it. And Lides went through the same thing, and I'm sure like I can see some of you guys smiling, laughing, because I know that you guys have gone through the same thing, and you felt that same pain of like, oh, it was so close. Or maybe like you're at the same place, and a year later you're at the exact same numbers that you were at. That's painful in itself, because you're not growing, right? All we want is growth. All we want is that next rank and all of that. And I said this on one of my other calls, but and I don't know if any of you guys were on that one, but hitting the rank is not gonna make you happy. And I can tell you that from experience, and I'll say that again because I do think it is important for everyone to hear. If you are sitting there and you think that hitting MMB is going to make you happy, or hitting MM is going to make you happy, or hitting director, hitting MDC, none of it's going to make you happy if you haven't worked through your shit and if you haven't become at peace with exactly where you are right now, because things don't change, right? Your rank title changes, you get shouted out for a day, and then life goes back to every single day workflow. So please know that if you think everything's gonna change the second that you hit that rank that you want more than you want oxygen, because I have been there, it's not, it's gonna fuck you up. It's gonna fuck you up a little bit. Okay, you're gonna hit it and then you're gonna realize, wait, why am I still unfulfilled? Why do I still need more? And that's a good thing. You know, it's a good thing that I didn't just hit my rank and I'm like, okay, I'm good. I'm like, I am nothing if I'm not a director. What's going on? And those are some of the things that I'm working through, right? I'm working through trying to be happy exactly where I am. And I think that's something that a lot of you guys on this call, we need to be like, wow, I'm doing something cool and I've done a good job. And I'm like patting myself on the back, and at the same time I'm flicking one of those things of baggage right off at the same time, right? We've got to work through it. We've got to make it through to get where we want. And I feel like the flick off the dandruff. What dandruff? Do you use money? Yeah, no, you guys, but I think I know that Lides, we have a couple more things to go off of, and then we're pretty much going to wrap this up. But I think it's important that no matter what team you're on, it's like, you guys, we're a family with money. This is like our family, and yeah, we have like the responsibilities to give money a good name and everything, but like we owe it to each other to just be like support systems and rocks, and like find a sideline in another team that you really vibe with. It doesn't have to be someone in your team, right? Find someone that just like will be there for you no matter what. Lides said something, I don't know if you want to share it, Lides, if the one thing that has stuck with us, that she said one thing to me in Bali, and for whatever reason, every time we go through something, she says this one thing to me. I'll let you say it because like I'll let you tell that story of, you know.
I don't know what it was, but for some reason I think it was the morning that I woke up and realized that there was no way to pull my ass to MM. And very quickly before I tell you this, going back to what she said about, hitting a rank and then it doesn't make you happy. It doesn't. Let me just tell you that it doesn't. You know what it does is when you've done the personal development work to become a market mentor. When you're cleared of all the shit that you needed to become a market mentor. So it's not about the rank, it's not about the bonus check, it's about the fact that, holy fuck, I am free of all that shit. I left all that shit in last month. Oof, I can feel differently. So it's not the rank that changes how you feel. It's when you release all that when people hit a new rank and are like, oh my God, I did it. It's not that they suddenly are SED, it's that they released everything that they needed to in order to hit that rank. I think that that's why Alex is on cloud 9 right now, because she released so much last month. We saw her shift. It was beautiful. I don't know if anybody else felt it, but she shifted into a whole new level, of freedom. And SED or not, she shifted. So it's not about the title, guys. It's about doing the work. And if you get the rank without doing the work and you haven't actually done the work, which is what I realized that happened to me. I hadn't done the work to become AMM. I was AMM, but I hadn't done that work. So I still had to do shit. You know what I mean? So when I realized the morning of that I kind of wasn't going to hit Market Mentor and Founders was out the door and I had the nervous breakdown to end all nervous breakdowns, I messaged Liv out of absolutely nowhere and I said, everything is actually going to shit. I am dying, I think. Pretty sure this is the end of my life. But I got you and you got me, and we're going to be okay. I could just see the future. I could see many more times of ups and downs like this. This is business, and I'm in this for life. She's in this for life. We're all in this for life, probably. And I have no interest in doing this one level living. I know that it's going to be up and down, but I got you and you got me, and we're going to be okay.
Yes.
And I don't know where it came from. But last night on our call planning this, she got the same feeling. And she saw what I saw. She fucked with my vision and I fucked with her vision. And she said, she's like, I got to stop you right there. I just saw the fucking future. She just starts smiling. I'm telling her something serious, right? And she starts laughing. I'm like, was it funny?
We were talking about this, Paul.
I was like, I'm talking about past failures and like wanting to go into this with like a lot of people. Is it funny? And she's like, I'm sorry, I gotta stop you right there. I just saw the future. And she explained the feeling. And I said, Liv, that is exactly the feeling that I felt when everything was kind of going to shit. And we saw the future of, it doesn't matter what rank we're at. It doesn't matter where we're at in our business necessarily, but it does matter that I got you and you got me, and we're going to work through our shit for the next however many years together. And that's what matters. The rank will reflect it. Let me promise you that. When you're ready to hit MM or ready to hit SED and you've done the work, it'll just kind of happen. Like, you know, the people that it just kind of happens one month and it's like, damn, she just really did the thing. It's because she cleared her shit. He or she, they cleared their shit, you know? So if you're not there yet, that's okay. That's okay. But find someone where I got you and you got me, and you're willing to do the real work of this business. Business has less to do with putting in sales and a lot more to do with finding your support system and becoming who you really fucking are. That's the work.
And also finding someone that allows you to become who you are, and that is always like pushing you to be more, pushing you to be better, and you guys are leveling up together. Find that person. And you know, it's just, I mean, I'm just looking at all the comments, and this isn't meant to be like, you know, Lives and I having a love letter on Zoom to each other, but it's I mean, I never even thought that we were gonna share what that meant, and then I kind of just like, you guys have probably seen us post, I got you and you got me, and for whatever reason that means more to us than anything. And last night I had that same feeling because I was looking at Lives. She had a insane top knot. I was literally like lying on my back with like 4 double chins
in the morning, and it was like I was literally looking at the phone like this, like no eyebrows. Yeah, these eyebrows are not mine. She's like, what in the hell?
Yeah, and I looked at us, and she was talking about bags, and we were talking about this call, and I just literally like fucking smile. I was just started smiling from ear to ear, and I was like, okay, like, don't think that I think this is funny. I just had this moment, and you know what, Lides? We are going to go through some shit this year. This is not going to be easy. This is not going to be pretty. It's actually going to be pretty ugly. It's going to be pretty ugly, but at the same time, it's going to be beautiful, and I got you, and you got me, and we're going to be okay. And that's what's going to like carry you through. So if you can find someone who's going to be that to you, then you guys are good. And find that within yourselves too. Don't rely on another person. Lides and I have both found that in ourselves, and that's why we can. That's why we do have what we like. That's why we have what we have, and that's why we're able to do what we do with the 180 movement. The final thing that I want to end off with is something that I don't even remember which day of boot camp we were talking about it, but I think that it is something I want to share with everyone. Is except unless you had something you wanted to add on to that, Lides, before I move on.
I want to definitely get into, I want to kind of round this back into how we can push it into social media, but other than that.
Yeah. I think, okay, wait, actually you start with that, then I'll end off with.
Yeah, so, I mean, this is, we talk about a lot being authentic on our stories. People ask, you know, what's different about the 180 movement? Why do people want to join with the 180 movement? Why? It's not that me and Liv are special or anything like that. It is everything to do with, we do this work, and then we use social media to do this work as well. So like she said, yes, find your person in this. Absolutely. Find a bunch of people. Okay. That's, we've been lucky enough to, you know, vibe with each other, but we also vibe with lots of you as well, you know, and, part of the way to find that person is to share on social media, okay, before you're ready. So something that me and Liv do to do this work specifically is that when we feel like absolute dog shit, we go live and we talk about it. Ooh, that shit's scary. Yeah, it sucks. But it also is extremely healing. So that's where our content comes from. I tell the girls every morning, and if they ask me like what to post in content, I'm like, I don't know. I'm not going through what you're going through. If you post what I'm going through, that's going to make no fucking sense. So you need to post from where you're coming from that day. If you feel fantastic and bubbly and awesome, amazing. Post that. If you don't, amazing. Post that. You know what I mean? So as you go through this work, you need to share. And in turn, it will come back to you. And that's the spiritual aspect that I can't explain in words, guys. It's just something you have to practice. If you can share all of you, the people that you attract to your business as your market partners, as your clients, as your whatever, it's not an accident that the month that Liv shifted to managing market builder, she got me as her market partner. She leveled up. She found the next level of her business. You know what I mean? And we're going to continue to find that those next levels as you shift, as you share more, as you be more open on your content. So this all comes back to this business. This business is, I didn't start sharing so that I got more market partners. I started sharing because it was just part of my healing journey. In turn, it came back to me in the sense of recruiting, in the sense of building a business, in the sense of the people that I wanted to work with. We have the 180 movement because me and Liv aren't trying to recruit on our stories. We're just sharing. We're open and we're sharing, and those people come back to us, and that's how we have this vibe of this team. So if this is what you want, if this movement is what you want, it's not about becoming us, it's about creating it for yourself and doing this work. And we're literally giving you the key to everything that is the 180 movement. There you go. And just sharing it and sharing it as you go. You can't have walls up. You can't. I can promise you that. You can't. So Liv, yeah, go.
Yeah, no, that's everything. And if you guys are waiting for that person to come in and run and like change everything, they're not going to come unless you do this work, because clearly I had to do the work to have lives. And like Kate, you said in the comments, like say no, seven times she said no to this business, and then obviously it was meant to be. And you guys have to know that like your team, your dream team is out there, and they don't even know it yet, and you are going to get connected, and it's just a matter of the timing. And I'm about to say something cheesy in terms of just like saying believe in yourself is like probably like the cheesiest thing that you can say. But when I tell you guys that if you don't, in your heart, in your soul, believe that you can hit director or or MDC, whatever you're going for, if you don't actually believe it, it won't happen for you. And the last thing that I want to just like end this all off on is a little analogy that I use with the 180 team a lot, which is, and I know that 180 is going to start like laughing, but like the money on the table analogy, okay? This is the way that I think of my business. I believe so deeply that I will get there, and that I know that I will have MDC and everything, that I have this mental room in my head, and there's a table, and it's legitimately covered in money, okay? We're talking like millions of dollars on a table, and there's a glass wall in front of it, and I can see the money, and it's there, but there's a glass wall in front of it. And everything I'm doing right now is me chipping away at that wall. The consistency, the showing up every single day, finding my dream team, going through the ups, going through the downs, everything is chipping away at it. And I can see that it's there, and I believe that it's mine because it's my room in my own house. But I just have to work at it a little bit harder and a little bit longer, and it will be mine. I just have to keep on hitting that damn wall until it breaks through and I do hit MDC. And when you guys see me walk across that stage with so many others on this call, you guys will know that I'm in that mental room, that I fucking broke down that wall. And I'm so excited to see all of you guys break down those glass walls and reach that money that you deserve. Because it's not just the money, it's kind of the journey that it took to get there. So
I just kind of want to end it off on saying, if you're on this call, I look around and I see you all on all the calls for the past year and a half that I've been in this. I see you show up on your stories. You do the thing. You want it bad. You do the work. Don't take, work harder or whatever as being the only key. I hope that today we gave you the secret key that it's just not your time yet. It's not to say that you aren't working hard enough. It's not to say that you don't have what it takes, or that you're doing something wrong, or that you have to struggle and stress and stay up later because whatever, or want it more. We're saying that there's something that we're overlooking here, and it's the inner work, and all on our own journey, on our own time. So please, if you take nothing else from this call, do that inner work. You're in the right place. You're doing it right. You're doing it right. If I can leave you with anything, you're doing it right. Just continue and know that it's not your time yet, and it will be your time. Like Liv just said, sometimes your wall is just thicker. Your wall is just thicker. You have more shit to work through, and that's okay, because when you get there, oh my God, you don't want to just be SED. You want to be free of all of your baggage when you hit it. The top of the compensation plan has a lot less to do with the bonus check and a lot more to do with freeing yourself of all of your karmic bullshit. Okay? Feel that. Yeah.
Exactly. That's it. That's it, you guys. We've obviously gone through a lot today. I hope that you're all ready to kind of take on whatever it is, and I hope you guys have had fun being a part of the movement today. We love you guys. We're so excited for everything that we're about to see. The future's really bright, and we're a family, all of us together. Wendy and every other team. We're all in this together. So let's do it. This is how we end boot camp on 180. We do a little fist bump. So everyone, please fist bump.
Fist bump it out.
Lots of cute rings.
Love you guys. Thank you so much.
Guys, we love you.